How's it going, you guys? AZ Palayo 21 back again with another pay-per-view in our UFC save and WMMA 5. And here today, it is UFC 306 O'Malley versus Umar. We have two title fights here on this pay-per-view card. Amanda Nunes defends the featherweight championship against Kayla Harrison, and Sugar Sean O'Malley takes on Umar Nurmagomedov for the bantamweight title of the world. It should be a good card. We got a lot of kind of old legends, I guess you can say. Got Rockhold, Aldo, Anthony Pettis, Eddie Alvarez, Carlos Condit. It is a packed house here today. It should be a good one. Appreciate you guys, whether you're watching me on YouTube or Twitch. Be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you have not already done so, and yeah, follow me on Twitch as well. Links are all down in the description below. Should be a lot of good fun. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rankings before we get into the pay-per-view. Tyrell Fortune into the top 15 after his debut win. Light heavyweight Omar Sy with his third win in the UFC. He's now ranked at number 18. We go to middleweights. Darren Till into the top 10. He decided to take a hiatus, so he will not be around for a while. Nico Price into the top 15, and the leash goes down to number 20. Super lightweight division, nothing doing there. At lightweight though, Roberto de Sosa getting all the way up to number 2 after his big win over Mateusz Rebecki. Rafa Garcia in at number 19. At featherweight, nothing doing. At bantamweight, Sergio Pettis getting a big win all the way up to number 6. At flyweight, we have Horiguchi coming into the UFC after a long time away at Bellator and Ryzen. He debuts at number, I believe that is 15. Right next to Mighty Mouse, Maisara Muhammad gets the second win in the UFC. He goes all the way up to number 8. At featherweight, Michelle Montague with a 3-0 record in the featherweight division, all the way up to number 3. And then at bantamweight, Irene Aldana coming off that big win over Miesha Tate, who drops all the way down to number 19. Aldana is now number 4. At flyweight, we have Justina Haba, who just picked up a win, up to number 11. At strawweight, we have Laura Fontoura with 2 wins, up to number 9 in the process. And that will do it for the rankings. Let's go ahead and get into this pay-per-view. UFC 306 O'Malley versus Umar. The next things you guys will see is UFC Fight Night Chandler versus Makhachev. That is a semifinal in the super lightweight Grand Prix. Evloev versus Pitbull. Amosov versus Brady. And it's all leading up to UFC 307 Grasso versus Shevchenko 2. Alexa Grasso defending the flyweight championship against Valentina Shevchenko. Thug Rose Namajunas defending the strawweight championship against Yasmin Yaregui. And then Jared Cannonier defending the middleweight title against Andre Muniz. We also have the return of Khabib Nurmagomedov as he takes on Nate Diaz in the lightweight division, and Dominic Cruz in action against Ricky Tercios. Let's go get into it. UFC 306 O'Malley versus Umar. All right, we have a big time card here today, and we start off with our prelims. Ronnie Yaya taking on Brian Kelleher in the bantamweight division, and it is Brian Boom Kelleher getting TKO with just 4 seconds left to go in round number 1. Zabit Magomed Sharipov taking on Ryan Hall at 145. Of course, in real life, Zabit has not fought in forever because I think he just gave up. Either that or he had some health issues, but he wins in his return fight to the octagon via unanimous decision. Joanna Jędrzejczyk taking on Brogan Walker Sanchez in her return fight to the octagon at flyweight, and Jędrzejczyk gets a big TKO win in the 3rd round. Welcome back, Joanna. Funky Ben Askren makes his return to the octagon against Danny Roberts here today. 40 years old, Ben Askren, but he does get the win via decision here today after 3 rounds, so good on him for getting the big win. The natural-born killer Carlos Condit takes on the future Ian Gary at 175, and Ian Gary TKOs Carlos Condit at 40 years old, a whole 14 years older than him. All it takes is a minute 18 seconds. Ian Gary looks to be a promising prospect. Eddie Alvarez, fresh off of his 1 championship tenure, takes on Otman Azaitar. Eddie Alvarez, also 40 years old, is able to get a win against Azaitar here today. Unanimous decision win for the Underground King, the former lightweight champion. Luke Rockhold, former middleweight champion, takes on Austin Vanderford, Paige Van Zant's husband, at 185, and it's Vanderford getting the win over Luke Rockhold here today. He improves his record to 15-2. Jose Aldo, the legend himself, taking on Chris Holdsworth in the bantamweight division. Of course, Chris Holdsworth, I believe a former Ultimate Fighter winner, did win the Ultimate Fighter, and I think he got retired by TJ Dillashaw because of some like bullshit, like he hurt him during training or something like that. I don't recall. But Jose Aldo taking on Holdsworth in his return fight to the octagon after his little, boxing tenure, and he gets the win in unanimous decision. Jose Aldo getting it done. Anthony Showtime Pettis, former lightweight champion, taking on Joe Lozon here today. A couple of veterans of the octagon as Lozon gets the win over Showtime here today. Unanimous decision. Was rated as a great fight. I love me some J Lau, so good to see him get the win. I Tuivasa taking on Alexander Romanov in our final prelim of the pay-per-view at heavyweight, and it's Tai Tuivasa getting the TKO win. He's drinking a shoey after his TKO in round number 3. Give me your $70, everybody, as we begin the pay-per-view with featherweight action. Calvin Kattar taking on the Bellator prospect Aaron Pico. Now, Pico has already had a fight here in the UFC. He is 2-0 in the UFC with wins over Ryan Hall and Bill Algeo. He's made his way all the way up to number 8 in the division, taking on Calvin Kattar, number 18 in the division. He's coming off a big win over Raush Manfio, and it's Aaron Pico with a split decision over Calvin Kattar here today. A big time win over a former interim title challenger, and so that does well for his career. Now to the flyweights, Muhammad Mokaev at 24 years of age, taking on one of the GOATs in Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson at flyweight, and Muhammad Mokaev gets the unanimous decision victory over Mighty Mouse here today. He was an odds-on favorite, and he did win. He is 8-0 in the UFC, and now with a win over the GOATs in Mighty Mouse, who is 0-2 in his return to the octagon. Giga Chikadze taking on Max Blessed Holloway in the featherweight division. You have Chikadze, number 9 in the division, coming off a loss to Yair Rodriguez, and then Max Holloway coming off 2 straight losses, Korean Zombie and Super Sadiq Yusuf. He's in need of a big win here today, Max Holloway. Let's see if he gets it against Giga Chad, and he does. Unanimous decision victory for Max Blessed Holloway via unanimous decision here today. Love to see it. Max getting a big time win. Brings us to our co-main event of the evening. It is for the UFC Featherweight Championship of the World. Amanda Nunes taking on Kayla Harrison. Amanda Nunes is a huge favorite in this matchup. It is our co-main event of the evening. You can see here Nunes has, in this save, beaten Aldana, beaten Juliana Pena, and beaten Josiane Nunes. And yeah, has not really been close in any of those. TKO, knockout, and then unanimous decision, 50-45, basically. Oh boy. Let's go ahead and get this going. It's our co-main event of the evening. Amanda Nunes has not yet retired in this save. As we are underway, Harrison unable to get the takedown. Judo throw. She gets it. Nunes gives up her back. Rear naked choke attempt. Can't get it. Again, going for the rear naked choke. She can't get it. Still unable to get the choke here. All right, lack of progress, and they stand him up. Backed up against the cage now is Nunes, smothering her up against the cage. Time runs out, and Harrison wins the first round. Amanda Nunes looking shell-shocked, apparently. Harrison hits a jab, not too much behind it. Right crest landed hard, scores with the right cross. Harrison shoots in for a takedown. She can't get it. Judo throw. She gets it. Easily taken on the gloves. Harrison on top of Nunes to end the second round. As that ends round number 2, they say it went to Nunes. We're back underway with round number 3. Vicious right hand, clutching her chest. Uh-oh, Nunes punching away, and that is going to be it. Mark Goddard steps in, and your winner by knockout in round number 3 is Amanda Nunes. Kayla Harrison down for the count, and Nunes is still the featherweight champion of the world. That brings us to our main event of the evening. Sugar Sean O'Malley defending the bantamweight championship against Umar Nurmagomedov. Of course, Umar just undefeated streak all the way across. Wins over Jonathan Martinez, Yadong Song, and then Sergio Pettis. And I mean, just with the run that he's been on, he just deserves a title shot anyways. Sugar Sean O'Malley, I mean, in this save has defended the title against Aljamain, or he won the title against Aljamain Sterling, and then beat Corey Sanhagen defending the title. Good stuff. Nearly a year he was off because he got injured, couldn't defend the title, but it is ready to go now. It is our main event of the evening. Let's get it going. All right, tosses him with a suplex. Umar trying to get a choke in, can't get it. Halfway through round number 1. Okay, referee stands them up. They say 10-9 to Umar. Pressuring Umar. Can't connect with a spinning back. Massive right head kick. Umar is knocked down by that shot. O'Malley punching away. Umar is getting destroyed. Referee Herb Dean has to pull O'Malley away. And Umar Nurmagomedov has his first loss in this title fight. And still your bantamweight champion is Sugar Sean O'Malley. How about that for your main event? 23,000 in attendance in Florida, commercial rating of 100. You've got to love it. Popularity increases all around. Let's take a look and see who we want to be our winners here. Oh, not that great of a fight card as far as good fights. We'll give it to Holloway and Chikadze. Ian Gary will get a bonus. And Brian Kelleher will get a bonus. Congrats to them. They all get $50,000. A nice $5 million in profit. You love to see it. Thank you for joining me here for UFC 306. O'Malley is still the champion. Nunes is still the champion. And the next time that I see you guys, we'll be booking some fights. Appreciate you guys as always. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you have not done so already. Check out my other videos that I have coming out for the TEW series with WCW and W3, and then I've also got this Invictus series that I am going to get heavily into, so do expect to see a lot more of that, because that is a very interesting project, only relying on women fighters and trying to become the #1 company, similarly how I did with W3. Appreciate you guys. I'm AZPlyo21, and I will see you guys at the fights.